got the what? The Morning Goods with Madeline Williams on 1450 WOL.
This is the Morning Goods with Madeline Woods and News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power, and we have a good time giving it to you. We give it to you, you give it back to us. So yesterday we were talking about being under house arrest, having a forced coronation. What did you call it, Trey? Trey called it a timeout, where everybody is at home and having to respect the rules of this social distancing.
Yeah.
And so we had a caller call in yesterday, Yusef, and he was like, well, how do I date during social distancing? You can't get together. How do I date? How do I make it romantic? And so Karen, our relationship expert, was here with us yesterday, and she's back with us again today. And Yusef is here today, too, because last night, Yusef actually took our advice that Karen and I gave him, had a date, a socially distanced date.
Is it a cyber date?
He had a cyber date, yeah. And I'm dying to find out how it went. Hey, Yusef, good morning. Are you there?
Good morning. I'm here. Cyber date.
I'm so excited. If you could see my face and my shoulders are above my knee and my ears right now because I'm so excited to find out what happened.
Yeah,
so
I'm all teeth. I'm all teeth too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, let me just set it up real quick.
Okay.
So you were saying that you were going to reach out to a friend.
Yes.
Who yesterday you said she was about 280 miles away, and you guys were going to have a date by FaceTime or Skype or something like that. So you take it from there and catch us up. What happened?
Okay.
How'd it go?
Okay. Well, first of all, initially I said that she was 300 miles away. Come to find out, she was 2,800 miles away.
Wow. 3,000? That's like 3,000 miles away. Where is she, Alaska?
No,
wait. Where are you?
I'm in Philadelphia, and she's in the Bay Area.
You're in Philly.
Yeah, and she's
in
the Bay
Cali.
Area. She's in California.
Oh, so she's on lockdown. She's on quarantine.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
okay.
So once we had the conversation, we had to figure out the logistics with time. And what we decided to do, because the same restaurants here aren't normally on the West Coast, we just decided to make the same meal. So it was Tuesday, so we did tacos for Tuesday. So
both of you cooked?
Yeah, so we cooked.
You cooked and
so
she
I
cooked.
cooked and she cooked. Yeah, but instead of like yesterday, there was mention of what was that? Cooking together and stuff. It was more show and prove. I show you my plate, you show me my plate.
Oh, it was a competition.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
Although we ate our own food. So yeah, so it lasted about 30 minutes. We talked about the whole thing with you, Madeline, how this came about, and there's a group that we're in on Facebook. Can I give the name? Am I allowed to give the name?
Yes,
Am I allowed to give a plug? Okay.
Absolutely.
The name of the group is called Urban Unicorns, and this is where I kind of like put the video up, talking about it, and kind of put the introduction out. The day before, she had made mention about how she needed to make some friends during the coronavirus outbreak. So so that was kind of like the culmination of that happening. She put the thing out about making friends. Then I put the thing out about I'm looking for someone to have a social distance date with. So so it all came together, and then afterwards, we ended up getting into a video chat with other people in the group talking about the experience. Yeah.
So was this like a blind date, you said? I mean, you didn't
pretty much.
Really,
I mean, pretty much it was a blind date. A blind date online, I guess.
You never dated before?
No.
So you guys had never seen each other. You had just talked in this Facebook group chat, Urban Unicorn. That's how you guys kind of met.
Yeah.
You met on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you planned this video date.
Yeah.
And so it only lasted 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, well, what happened?
Well, wait, hold on. It lasted. Actually, I want to say we got off the phone. I don't know. It was like maybe about 3.5 hours.
Oh, that's excellent.
It was just that more people were interested in the conversation, thus joining the conversation. Does
Oh,
that
I
make
see.
sense?
And that's good. That's a good first
Yeah.
date to kind of do it like as a group, so you really get. There's no pressure.
Yeah, well, hey, look, it was as far as like the ratio goes, it was me and four ladies, so I don't know who the pressure was on.
Okay.
Now wait. Now wait a minute. Let's get some stuff straight right quick. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Come on, you
The
said.
name of the group is called Urban Unicorns, Travel and Social
Uh-huh.
Group for Black singles with no kids or grown kids. Shout out to
Mhm.
Marsha Moore for creating the group. You got to give credit where credit is due.
Right.
Although you
I
do
love
have
this
groups
idea.
like this, yeah, but although you have groups like this, you know that that there are relationships that do come about from them. So although
Mhm.
it's still saying black singles, some people in there hooking up. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, with that
And
being
I'm not
said,
mad at that. I'm not
yeah,
mad at that at all.
mhm,
I just like the fact that you and I think her name is Layla.
mhm,
So you guys planned a meal together. You
yes,
actually had the meal together and socialized with the distance between you, and actually spent some time together. It was a date.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That is so cool. I think that's so cool. And then they sent these pictures, right? And so Yusuf is looking all cute, and Layla's looking all cute and shy. She is like actually blushing in these photos. And they had photos of the food, what did you make? Did you make a burrito or a taco?
Oh, it was a taco, but see, I'm doing a meatless thing right now. Well, so I used like beans instead. And I ain't gonna even lie, her tacos did look better than mine. But I
They
sure
really
ate
did. I
mine
was just
though.
about to say that.
I sure ate mine though.
Hey, Yusuf, would you do it again?
Pardon me?
Would you do it again? Would you do this kind of dating again?
Well, I mean, hey, of course. The way the flights are, shoot, $65 round trip to California.
I think that's so cool. So tell me how the conversation went when you guys went back into the group with Urban Unicorn. I
Yeah.
want to get into that now because you said it was you and Layla and three other girls,
Yes,
or three
yes,
other
yes,
women
yes,
rather,
yes.
and y'all were just kind of talking about the experience. So hold tight for me, Yusuf. This is the Morning Goods with Madeline Woods on New Talk 1450 WOL. We're back in a moment. Stay there.
Okay.
Coming right back. The Morning Goods with Madeline Woods. 1450 WOL. Hi, this is Uncle Devin, the children's drumcussion. Tune into my talk show every Monday from noon to 1 p.m. as we provide an historical perspective on how children in the Black community and beyond are being musically neglected and ignored, and the work being done to change it. We will deal with important topics such as the history of racism in children's music, the cultural appropriation of music in popular children's movies, and the movement to eradicate music adultification, the process that forces children to listen to inappropriate adult music. So tune in every Monday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on WOL. Brought to you by I Am We Nation Radio, a 24/7 online music radio station providing the best in family-friendly global beats for little feet. Go to IamWeNation.com. Be sure to tune in to Law Talk with attorney Ethel Mitchell this Saturday morning from 8:30 a.m. until 10. It's 90 minutes of great information on wills and trusts. Are you prepared? Not sure? Let attorney Ethel Mitchell help you get prepared this Saturday morning beginning at 8:30 a.m. To reach attorney Mitchell, you may do so by calling 240-638-2828 or log on to lawtalkwithethelmitchell.com. They will never hurt my son again. Inspired by a true legend. You're dead. I'm worse dead.
Takes a bunch of life.
Essence calls Emperor. Part action movie. Part revenge fantasy. I'm escaping the life. Run for your life. It's Taken. Meets Django Unchained. You need just the same thing you like to pursue. The only one free my son. Run for your life. Emperor. Rated PG-13. Might be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters Friday.
I'm Dr. Mary Harris on the journey to wellness. The human papillomavirus is common and it affects both men and women. There are more than 100 types, but about 30 affect the genital area. Some can cause cervical cancer, others genital warts. And now there's a vaccine. Dr. Jeffrey Hines, a gynecological oncologist, Says because HPV is sexually transmitted, ideally both boys and girls should be vaccinated.
This is a sexually transmitted infection. So both young boys and young girls, ideally prior to becoming sexually active, would need to be vaccinated.
The current vaccination recommendation doesn't currently include males, but women ages 9 to 26. Many people who have human papillomavirus, HPV, don't show any signs or symptoms. That's why gynecological exams are so important. For more, go to JourneyToWellness.com. I'm Dr. Mary Harris.
This is the Morning Goods with Madeline Woods on News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power. We are talking to Yusef. If you were listening yesterday, you heard us when Karen Ward was with us, our relationship expert, and she's here with us again today. We were talking to Yusef about how to date during the social distancing event that we have going on in the country, where everybody is on a forced Coronacation, I'm calling it, a forced timeout. And so Yusef is back with us today telling us about the date he had last night online with a young lady who is in California. Yusef is in Philadelphia. And so they actually cooked dinner and had a dinner date last night on FaceTime, or was it Facebook Live? What was it?
Actually, it was Facebook. It wasn't Facebook Live,
Okay.
but it was the Facebook...
It was on Facebook.
The Messenger, the
chat.
Video chat with Facebook Messenger.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, let me clarify this, because initially we said that the Facebook group was the Urban Unicorn, and
Yeah.
that is not it. I just went to the Urban Unicorn, and the profile picture is not urban at all. It's a white lady.
Oh, no, wait,
group is called
whoa, hey, it's called Urban Unicorns. Let's put that
Urban
S on it.
Unicorn.
Yes, put that S
Plural.
on it.
Yes.
Travel and
That's
social
the
group.
you're looking for. I
Black
found you. I
singles
found you.
with no kids,
Right.
grown kids.
No. This is a black singles group that's interested in traveling
Yes.
and getting together
Yeah.
as adults and having fun. And so I think that's
Yeah.
a cool thing.
Okay.
But the right name is Urban Unicorns, plural. Okay, got it.
Yes.
So use
Yes.
them. Okay. So after the date is over, you and Layla actually spent about a half hour together eating and talking through Facebook Messenger, looking at
Yes.
each other, giggling, laughing, comparing plates. Her plate did look better than yours, but yours did look yummy too. I ain't gonna take that away from you. The food looked good. After you guys talked, you went back to Urban Unicorns and got
Yes.
into a group chat.
Yes.
So what was that like?
Well, actually, I went into the group, and I'm letting them know that we're having a conversation now, so maybe they can call in. Some of the people who are in that call can call
This
in.
is awesome.
So yeah, I mean, no, basically we had conversation in regards to, just meeting people, how the difficulties in it, the ladies had a lot more to say than I did, because it's a different experience, for me. Some people are going into groups looking for relationships. I'm more or less looking for friendships that may grow into something. So, it's like it takes all types. And then once you understand that it takes all types, the different answers that people give, it was a very interesting conversation. That's all I got to say. What women have to go through online, oh my goodness. And this one thing...
Well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to check it out. But what I wanted to ask you
Yes.
was to find out, in talking back in the group session, and again, your goal is to be friends with everybody and then select from there. So you're friends with Layla, you're friends with the other women that were in the group with you. Would you, now, under this circumstance, would you date someone else that was in that chat with you, with Layla?
Would I date someone else that was in the chat, as far as like do a video?
Like what you
video
did
chat?
yesterday. Yeah, like the social distancing.
Oh yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down
yesterday.
for it, and I don't lie to kick it. So yeah, I'm down to do it again. I wouldn't. It wouldn't be any malice or ill will. I ain't trying to hide my my exploits or anything. But yeah, I would definitely do it again, and it would not be tacos for sure. So Yeah.
I wonder what the other women in the group would think about that. Would they date you? But I guess that's the understood. And you got to forgive me because it's been a long time since I've dated. And so this whole social networking thing that you guys do with the apps and now this Facebook group, it just seems like it could get a little convoluted and a little messy or incestuous after a minute because you're all in the same group. And if you're, having a social date with a social media date with Layla, and tomorrow it might be, Madeline, or the next day it might be Tracy, or the next day it might be Karen.
That's interesting, not to cut you off, but that's interesting because that kind of was brought up yesterday. When you have people who are in these groups and they have these different relationships, but I think where all that breaks down is lying. Why are you lying to kick it? You shouldn't have to. I mean, if you have to lie,
kick it, let them know.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you have to lie, or if you have to have false truths to keep a narrative, then you should not have the narrative. And I think that when you give people the option of the truth and they can choose if they want to rock with you or not, it normally works out in your favor. So I don't see anything wrong with having another, dinner date with somebody. Hell, she's 2,800 miles away. It's not like there's anything that has any really worry from it. But I'm just saying.
The whole purpose of the urban unicorns is to get to know people, is to feel people out to see if there's a match. So if you're going to do it with one person, it makes sense that you would look to see if somebody else might be a match within that group. That's one of the purposes of the group, right?
Well, you know what? I think that might be a question for Marsha Moore. I'll be sure to forward her this information. Maybe she can be a part of a segment for you, Madeline.
And she's the one. Yeah, she's the one who created it, right?
Yes, and she also has another group that's dedicated to women in travel. I believe she's also a travel agent. So shout out to Marsha Moore. And her travel group.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. You're in a social setting. It's cyber or it's virtual at this point because it's on Facebook.
Well, people are meeting too now. People are meeting.
Exactly.
People are meeting. She's had a couple of stuff.
Yeah, it starts here. And then, after you decide that you have some interest, you go out and physically meet in the real world. I think that's a great idea.
Right. And I don't see any harm in you dating someone else amongst the board that you were conversating with. Even if you don't tell the others, it's not lying. It's just you engaging with them.
It's you not snitching on yourself. It's not lying. It's you not snitching on yourself.
Don't ask, don't tell. I'm not doing it.
See, now y'all messing up. This is where y'all messing up. Because I would imagine that there are some guidelines, or there might want to be some guidelines. So you don't end up with some hurt feelings. Because even though Yusef, you're very open, and you were talking to all the ladies at the same time last night, other people may not have the respect that kind of same, forthcomingness.
Yeah, you sound like a friend of mine. You sound like a friend of mine who said something like that. When it comes to feelings, like she said that although you tell women how you feel and you're not hiding anything, that doesn't mean that they still have feelings. And then it was another thing I learned too about the 3-date rule. I didn't know about the 3-date rule. If a woman goes out with you more than 3 times, and most likely she likes you. I thought it was, hey, free meal. I didn't know.
We're a very interesting species. We are. Yes, women are great. We're the best.
Hey.
But there's a lot with us. Yusef, I'm so glad that you shared all this with us. And you know what? I'm really glad because it creates conversation and it creates thought. So other people listening in who are in the same situation that you were in yesterday, like, how do I date during this social distancing? This just kind of played out for them in real time and probably sparked some ideas. So thank you so much for sharing everything with us. You're very cool.
Thanks for having me. And I love the show.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure.
All right.
Take care.
Sounds
Have a great
good.
day.
You too. Take care.